How do? Welcome back to Backroads Country. Just doing a bit of baling, carrying on with that. I've taken the Massey harvester over to the store. We're going to get that salt. We're going to get the case, the bigger harvester least, I think. Get this field finished off. We've got about half of this left and then the big field over there to do. Just finish this swath and then we'll go sell the Massey. I think today we need to get this field finished, getting that one done. It should be fairly straightforward with a bigger harvester. We can do the headlands ourselves on the big field, set the AI worker going, and we can finish off the baling. We also need to get that bale loader at some point. We're going to get that on a lease, I think, rather than a hire purchase. Right, how much are you going for? So we got 26k on the header, 91k, nice, on the harvester, and then a grand best part of on the trailer. Beautiful. Right. 192 grand. Harvester time. So we said we were going to go with the axial flow. What's the difference, really? I'm not so bothered about horsepower because it's a flat fields. There's no hills. I suppose the only difference is how much it can carry. Yeah, let's just stick with the axe flow. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it can take the big harvester. I think this is the one that I used. Was it this one? Or was it the one with the tracks? No, I don't think it was this one. Yeah, it must have been that one then. Well, we'll try it. Don't need the extra twin wheels, so we're going to lease that. 15 grand. And then we're going to get the big boy header. I think this comes with, yeah, transport wheels. On a lease, 7,522. That should make our life a hell of a lot easier getting these fields done. Beautiful piece of kit. Right, we'll get this hooked up, we'll get it back to the field. And I will finish, I think I'll finish off the half field we've got left. Quickly do a couple of laps at Edland on the bigger field. And then we can set the AI worker going and we can carry on the baling, I think. Alright then, let's see how we get on with this big boy header. If I remember rightly, it should be fine. Hoping, fingers crossed, otherwise they've just wasted like 20 grand. Oh, that's what we said we were going to do, wasn't it? We were going to pay that loan back. So let's quickly just do that. Repay. Get that done and dusted. Arctic Road. Nice. What the size of that? Beautiful. Alright, let's get the steering assist set up. Yeah, we're going to miss a little bit, but that's fine. We can always just grab that at the end. Why is it... Oh. I'm not on the bloody harvester, that's why. There we go. And we are away. Straw swath is on. There we go. Right. We'll get this field finished. We'll do a lap or two of the next one. And then we can set it going on a worker. Wow, I am absolutely just blown away by the size of this field. It is absolutely vast. We're not even through the headlands, and we've had to we've had to empty the harvester 3 times. It's just absolutely mental. We had to destroy a bit of crop to get in there, but with a wagon, with a trailer. Let's see what we got off that first field. So we got 70,000 litres off that first field. And this one's twice the size, if not a bit more. I think we may even have to get a silo extension. I'm just wondering though whether I can start loading the wagon as opposed to this trailer, because one thing is clear, this trailer's nowhere near big enough for what we need. I can't get my head around the size of this field. I bought the soil samples halfway through that time lapse, as you probably saw, because I've forgotten last time, but in the yellow parts of the loamy sand, we're getting about 8 tonnes to the hectare, which is just less than the first field. But in the other 2 parts, in the sandy loam and the loam, we're getting up to 11 tonnes per hectare, which is amazing, and that's not even been fully fertilised. And it's full of weeds, so we're going to be able to massively increase that yield as well on the next harvest. I think on the next harvest though, because it's going to be a cereal crop again, I may even look at getting 2 harvesters, as mad as that sounds, just get them both working the same field, because this is a mentally big field. So let's just get this unloaded. I just want to see, is it the biggest field on the map? Or is there even bigger? So this one is 35.6 acres. I don't know, what's that one? Yeah, 46.6 acres, so that's 10 acres bigger. 42, so yeah, it's not the biggest, but it's, by the looks of it, I'd say it's probably like the 3rd or 4th, 3rd biggest, I'd say. Mind blowing. This map has some ginormous fields. We'll get this headland finished, nearly done, and then we can set the AI worker going and we can carry on baling. But I certainly think we're going to need, I'd say 2 harvesters probably next year. Because it's taking me what, 40 odd minutes to finish that and do 1 lap of the headland on this. Just imagine the Massey Ferguson in this field, my god. I'd have had to empty it about 10 times just to get around headlands, let alone what else. So yeah, we've made the right decision. The case is performing really well with the big header on. But I certainly think next time we need 2 harvesters. And more than likely we're probably going to have another field next time as well. Either 21 or 17. Obviously I would like 4, but that's even bigger than 18, so 10 acres bigger. I think that is the biggest field on the map. How much is that going for? 307 grand. We're going to have a lot of product to sell come the winter though. Yeah, so this is the worst part of the field. We're hitting just over 8 tonnes per hectare on the loamy sand. But yeah, you can see the weed. It's never been weeded, so we'll easily be able to increase that yield. We've got 59% yield potential. Last little bit of the headland we'll empty out and then we'll set the worker going. Jump back into lorry. So yeah, I think it's we can easily empty into lorry. Now we've done the lap of the headland, we're not going to get stuck in the trees around the other side either. I'm just, yeah, I don't know, I keep saying it, but I'm just blown away by the size of this field, and the yield we're getting off it is crazy time. I don't think that grass field's very big though. 13 acres. Just a bit smaller than that wheat field. Should get a massive load of silage off that, which we'll sell. The first cut we'll sell. I'm going to try and get as much money in as possible. So let's say, come next harvest, we're going to need 2 harvesters if we're going to do this in any sort of reasonable time frame. We're going to need bigger tractors, bigger gear. Let's swap this over to AI worker. Don't work the headlands. Off you pop. Should be straight down now. Where are you going? Back up. And yep, it's going. He's away. Right, so we will carry on with the baling. It will make baling a lot easier as well, because probably one of those swaths is about 3 of these combined, so less swaths, bigger bales. We've got the bale stored. I'm just thinking how we're going to transport the bales when we come to sell in December. Normally I do it with the, well, either a telehandler or a front loader, but with the sheer size of these fields, I'm thinking I might just go auto load and just not bother with the bale loader at all this time round. We'll just swing around and go up the other way, and then we'll have a look at our options on for auto loading bales. Because we've got 22-inch shed that was given to us at the start of the map to make the cow feed. We are definitely going to get cows because we've certainly got enough money for it, but we'll get the this harvest salt first, and then we'll see what sort of money we're working with. Where are we? Transport. So we've got that, which I've used before. Rat Pack's a good one. Don't know which is bigger though, which can take more bales. Yeah, and that I've only, oh my god, I've come massively off the swath there. And that Rat Pack's only 30k. So yeah, I think that's going to be what we do. I don't, I tend to you know, I enjoy bale loading myself, but I think with the size of these fields, the numbers of bales are going to be crazy. So we'll jump on an auto load trailer. Right, we'll get this baled. We'll see how far we get along on that next field, and see. I mean, we've got 63 grand in the bank. We're not cutting the grass today. That'll be next month. Give it another month of growth. After the grass is cut and the silage pit loaded, though, there's not going to be much for us to do until December when we sell all as goods. So we'll probably just skip through a couple of months. Still thinking about a greenhouse, but I don't think it's massively as important as on other maps, because the amount of money we're going to get off this harvest. So we'll have a think. We'll get these bales done, and then we'll pick back up then. harvest is full once again. I think we're about, what would you say, nearly halfway through this field. The lorry is struggling as well. This grain tank's half full and it struggles to pull it when it's more full than this. I mean, even at this sort of fill level, when you try to turn it round, it really struggles. So we're going to have to look at a bigger lorry at some point. There's so much stuff we need to buy. It's just crazy. And I think the thing that blows my mind is this field's 46 acres. I don't know if anybody watches Clarkson's farm, but he's got a 1,000-acre farm. About half of it's arable, so about 500 acres there or thereabouts. That's 11 of these size fields. It's just an absolute crazy amount of land. I know this is not too much like real life, but, you know, it's a lot of land to be harvesting, cultivating, drilling, spraying. It's just, the mind boggles. And they don't use direct drills. He cultivates every field before he drills it. Honestly, I think the last time I seen it, I had a small cultivator. It was like a 4-metre cultivator. But yeah, crazy. But I think the plan, what I want to do, we'll empty this load out. We're going to have to buy a silo extension because we've already got... what have we got? We've got 124,000 litres in the silo plus another 30,000 here. I think the silo maxes out at 150. So we're going to have to build a silo extension. Let's just get this guy back on a worker. Baling wise, about 3/4 of the way through this field. And obviously we've still got this one to do. So I am tempted to... The only problem is I don't want this harvest to take up like 3 episodes. It'd be fine if I had 10 different fields and there were different crops and etc, etc, but we're literally just mass harvesting wheat and baling. And it doesn't make for good viewing for multiple episodes of the same thing, so I will finish baling that field off camera. I may even just finish harvesting this field. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want the same thing over and over, but I don't want to miss too much of the harvest. So once this harvest is done, we need to look at what crop we're putting in next. What are we on here? We're on the back. We want to be on the front one first. So when are we planting and what are we planting? I suppose we could do barley next month. Get that in. If we want a cereal crop. If we don't want a cereal crop, we're going to be probably looking at something like soybeans, but we'd have to buy a planter. That would be April. I suppose the thing with soybeans is they're worth a lot of money and we don't have to bale, which takes up a lot of time. Thinking for the next harvest I could... Yeah, that's the silo full. We could look at just following behind the harvester with a baler, try and make it a bit more efficient. But if we've got 2 harvesters going on, then I don't know if that's going to be an option, because we're going to literally, the next harvest, which I mean it overlaps. I think they had to overlap where. Must be placed near. What's that overlapping with? Don't know. If we've got 2 harvesters on the go, we're going to be spending most of our time just carting grain. So that's something to think about. Whereas if we've got soybeans, we're not going to need to bale. And we do have some big planters in the store, some mods, the air drill. I think the only problem is they're just so expensive. We need to get we need to rent a direct drill anyway for next episode. So that does everything. And it's direct, and it's 18 meters, and it only needs 200 horsepower. Bit of an unrealistic mod. Oh yeah, unrealistic. It says it in its name. So that's 18 meters, 300 horsepower. Does everything. How big's the air drill? 17. So it's basically just that, but it does everything. Cereal crop as well. That's 350 horsepower. I think our tractors max out at 250 vehicle leasing cost. Ah, that's the harvester that's ticked over to another hour. So that is, yeah, I mean, that so far has cost us probably about 35 grand. And we've still got more to do. We shouldn't tick over into another hour, I'm hoping. Difficult to get the lorry in as well. Oh, yeah. So our tractors. Where are we? We've got the 225 horsepower, and where's the Deuce? I think that's a little bit more, but not much. 230, yeah. So we'd need to get a tractor, but I think. So I suppose the question is, do I want the drill that does both, that's not very realistic? Not the unrealistic one, because I think, you know, that's crazy, 200 horsepower for that. So it would definitely be that one. It's either going to be that or the base game one. But I think if we get that, we can do everything. So, yeah. Where's the leasing costs so far? 32.5 grand. We would need a bigger tractor, but we knew that anyway. And we need the auto load, bale loader trailer. Can't be affording to cultivate as well as drill, because we need 630 horsepower. It's just crazy. So I think the way we're going to go is that direct drill. £172k, and we'll need the tractors to go with it. But that would mean we're not planting until April. So we're gonna. There's not much to do. We can get a grass harvest. So if you harvest September, the next grass harvest won't be until September, so it'll be 1, 2, March. So we can harvest grass September, harvest grass, sell everything in December, harvest grass March, and then plant soybeans in April. And we shouldn't need fertiliser with soybeans either, precision farming. So that's good. But yeah, this field's nearly done, so I think I'll just finish baling that field off camera, start baling this one. We'll finish off the harvest, and then next episode we'll do the last little bit of harvesting on this field. We'll load up the bales, and we'll start on the grass field. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to help me out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.